man, can be the gift and the curse. Like, you can profit on bullying, because you can meet the right pipsqueaks and they'll be paying you off. And, you know what I mean? They'll pay you off as much as possible, whatever the case. But you mess around and try to bully the wrong person, it can reverse on you, man. It can go to a total 360 on a situation that you might not be ready for, man. But right now, you're dealing with a dude that don't want to go back to the mountains, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, I feel overweighted, man. Like, to be able to trick up and not go back to the mountains is crazy. But, like, look at the situation he's in. He just left the mountains. They put him in a cell with a total lunacy. And that's bad luck right there. That's bad luck. So I feel overweighted coming from y'all. So, overweighted can't see no more. And I knew it. I seen it in his face. I seen it. But I can tell when somebody is really fed up to the point where they just want to lash out. You know what I mean? They just want to lash out. So the homeboy tried one more time. Try to, you know what I mean? Get the situation. So, like, they got to get along. I done seen people fight over the cell before. I done seen it happen a couple times. And I done seen that, you know, nothing happened behind it. You know what I mean? But, like, for real, it's a dangerous play. So after dudes fight, usually somebody got to go. That's just how it goes. Even if you're not in the cell, that's how I be feeling. So, man, you gonna holler at him one time. You gonna holler at Brian. So Brian was right there when almost time for line now. So you see the overhead coming and stuff opposite of that. So my homeboy standing over there. Of course, I'm not over there. I'm not trying to do a peacemaker on this. I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm chilling. I'm like, man, I ain't got to do this shit. I see my bro talking to him. The overhead coming this way. Yeah, but I'm like, man, you coming to cell? But they gonna have to hurry up and do these moves, though. That's all I'm saying. Overhead was like, look, if I come in the cell, it's over with. He was like, man, look, if I wanted to fight you, you wouldn't be coming in my cell. You think I gotta fight you in the cell to fight you? I can fight you anywhere I want to. Overhead was like, you got a point. You got a point. But look, we fought. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Let's just leave it right there. I told you I'm not trying to mess up what I got going on. I want a thin leash. I told you that. Where I was like, man, I don't give a fuck about the mountains. You think I care about the mountains? I don't give a fuck about the mountains. And his words, they echoed out in the pod. They echoed out in the pod, and it came around. I knew he hit the whole head, sold the whole head. Was like, this motherfucker just don't know when to quit, y'all. So cold. Y'all agreed to go back into the room. Like it was gonna be all love. That was the agreement. They went back in the joint, right? You know, he a big dude. He ain't really worried about dude trying to sneak him. He in there. You know what I mean? So nothing happened the whole time, back and forth at the door. I'm like, yo, I know these dudes gonna fight. There's no possible way they're not gonna fight. I'm back and forth to the door, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nothing the whole day. Come out the next morning, lady say, stand by for breakfast. As soon as she say stand by for breakfast, look up. Stand by the jump. Come out, brushing my teeth. When they go there, gotta brush his status stuff together so I get on brushing my teeth. She locked the doors. Doors open up. When they step out, I come out, start brushing my teeth. Okay. I'm 28, so I can see directly to 36. I'm gonna go ahead and see Brian already dressed. He's standing in the cell waiting for breakfast. He's standing right because right his door right there. Go back to the cell up. I'm like, oh. That's the folks in the door. I look, when I look, I seen it, y'all, my word, I seen it. I seen it over here. I seen it over here. I don't know what it was, but he had something white in his hand. I seen something white when I saw it. It was kind of like when I was on my way back into the cell. I had to spit the toothpaste out. I go back in the cell. By the time I seen after I seen on my parentheal, then I'm coming back in the cell to spit the toothpaste out. When I'm going like this, like, as soon as I go to spit, all you hear is, It's like, I read my roommate's face. My roommate was like, man, come out the gym, man, all you see is old head. That old head got the sock. He got the sock, and he got it tied so nice. Brian is on the ground trying to block these jumps. I guess the first one's that hit. You know what I mean? All you see is old head. He's swinging with two hands. Because that's how close he is to Brian. Brian is on the ground right there. I guess the jump knocked him down. Man, he got the jump with two hands. He's like this. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, wow. I'm watching the jump. It's a doctor he's hitting with them. It's not a lot. I'm watching the jump hit his arm. He's trying to block it. That jump hit his arm so much. It's like his arm got hit. He's like, That jump is red. The lady saw that jump. She started hitting on that jump because it's so cool. Then it's to the back of the wall. Start hitting.
Hey there. What can I help you with? Okay, going dark. You've got 1 minute.
She on the phone, she got the gun. She's like, stop. Stop. Just wait for me. He came back out here. Oh, we hit him again. She was like, oh, she hit again. Oh, man, this man ducking bullets like the Matrix. You hear me? He's ducking bullets like the Matrix. Man, next thing you know, police running that jump. That lady saved Brian. That lady saved him, man. He was hitting him in the head with that adapter, y'all. Man, he was clocking him with that adapter. That's my word. He was clocking him, man. Oh, he was hitting him so hard with that adapter. Man, police ran in him, man. I ran down the side of the stairs. He go down. He was like, put it down. Put it down. He got in the corner. He was like, yeah, like he was about to hit him. He was like, put it down. Put it down. Put it down. So as he lifted the joint up, doing Mason. Yeah, but he dropped the jump. He dropped the sock.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you suffered a serious injury at work, like a broken bone, torn tendon, or needed surgery? Yes, even if the injury happened months ago. Most people settle for less because they don't realize what their injury is actually worth. Just click on the link around this video to discover how much your case could be worth.
That sock from going to grab the top of the ball. They handcuff him. They go upstairs and check him, bro. Man, he fast, Superman, he hit, man. Man, Brian, damn near scratching and shit that duck on the first hit. Man, it's my word, man. His back, his head was bleeding. Like, he was all the way fucked, man. It's my word. They came and got him. They took Brian out. They came and got him, man. They took old head out. You know what I mean? They took old head out, man. It's my word, man. They took both of the niggas out. Both of them was gone, man. Like, for real, everybody look at that shit. Like, I'm learning lessons through my bed. Like, you can't sleep with no fucking body, man. Like, this man wasn't trying to bother nobody. Brian just kept pushing that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Leave that man alone,
got
man.
what he was looking for. He got what he was looking for, man. This shit was crazy because a week later, I ended up getting a job actually working in the home so I can move around. Y'all gonna be a 3D. So when I get the job, I got the first label on moving around anywhere I want. So the first part I went to was in 3C. That's right beside us. That's the segregation of. That's where they had Wuuuuh head at. Now I promise you, man, I went over there. I see him Wuuuh head, man. Yeah, for real, he was in cell 33. Like, and it cut a little bit. I was like, man, you good? He was like, yeah, I see me slim. He was like, man, we came here, just give me some snaps, man, and some tobacco. You know what I mean? So I even looked out for Wuuuuh head. I ain't gonna lie, man, because I felt bad. You know what I mean? I was like, so look, what they said they gonna do with you? He was like, going back to the mountains. I was like, going back to the mountains, man. He was like, going back to the mountains.
We're still in.
Looked at him, man. He was like, man, he didn't get a chance to see my damn daughter since I've been in Lowland. I was like, man.
Brian, the old bitch, bro.
A couple days later, I shoot out downstairs.
Man, ain't get a chance to see his child,
Brian,
man.
they got him in cell too. I see him. You know what I mean? He got big ass band-aid on his shit. He got the fucking joint on his arm, the little neck shit. He fucked all of them. I see him. I'm like, damn, bro, you alright, man? He like, I slept with that old motherfucker Weezy. They still think it's funny, but I slept with that old motherfucker Weezy. I thought he was washed up. Yeah, he got me though. Yeah, he got me though. He got me. I ain't watching. He got me though. I was like, man, you don't have this press. You getting out? He was like, yeah, I'm getting out next week. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, Brian got out the hole and continued being Brian.
Lame as fuck, bro.
The same asshole that he was, man. But
he get out and had that man sent up,
man.
bro.
Don't be sleeping on nobody, man. I don't give a shit. Oh, he had a lot to lose, and I would stop going back to that damn mountains, man.
Damn, bro, that was lame, bro.
You push to that limit, you're going to lash out. You're going to do something crazy, man. And for real, Brian almost paid for it with his life, but he was spared, man. Thank God. But that was a crazy situation.
You shouldn't have been spared, like, fucking with folk, man.
Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count, man. Like, share, and subscribe. This one, y'all. That's it. Let's go, man. Y'all be safe, man. And make sure y'all keep watching In the Car Chronicles, man. But stay y'all ass out of the way.
Get your money, don't care who just stay out the way. Surround yourself with nothing but love, stay out the way. If you a gangster, killer or thug, stay out the way. Put your faith in the man above, stay out to chill with your family, siblings and blood, stay out to take it with your girl, but get hit in the club, stay out the way. Lying on your money, ain't no switching it up, stay out to stand out the way. What you thought that it was, stay out the way. If you stuck down in your love, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits, court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.
How many teams out there across the country are going to raise their hands right about now and say that they want to face the Georgia Bulldogs? We're going to talk about all that and a lot more in this edition of the How About That podcast, which is, of course, brought to you by Alumni Hall, the ultimate Bulldog shopping experience. Alumni Hall has the largest and best collection of Georgia Bulldog apparel, gifts, tailgate gear, whatever it is you need. Know that you can save 15% everywhere, in the app, in the store, or online if you just use my exclusive code, HBT15. By the way, if you're a student or a member of the military, you get 10% off every day. And while you're there, make sure that you sign up for the Hall Pass Rewards program, because the points you earn, they never expire. Alumni Hall, where dog fans shop. The Texas Longhorns decided that they were going to come and take down the Georgia Bulldogs this year. They had had enough of the view that they had after last year. Because you know what I always say, if you're not the lead dog, the view never changes. Well, they haven't enjoyed their view for the last year. So this was the year. This was the time. They were going to come to Athens, and they were going to show us all exactly who and what that program was about. I think they did exactly that on Saturday night. And I think our Georgia Bulldogs did exactly the same thing. All you have to do is go back and take a look at what happened during the game on Saturday. The scenery was set before the game even began. I loved it because I was able to get there really early and soak it all in. You could get the feel for the big atmosphere that was going on during the game. Little did I know that Noah Thomas was going to have the night that he had, but I knew it was going to be a star-studded event. Matthew McConaughey was there. A lot of Georgia celebrities were there. Of course, Arch Manning was there, and he was everybody's darling back in the summer. This had every marking of a game that was a primetime event. You had to be there. If you didn't get to see it live, you were definitely going to feel the FOMO. That's what this thing had going for it. And when the Dogs came out, they had a certain way about them versus when Texas came onto the field. They looked a little bit different. But when it was time to tee it up and kick it off, the atmosphere between the hedges in Athens was outstanding. Georgia was on from the beginning. They were doing what they wanted to do. Everything we talked about last week in the preview show about you make sure you run the football, let Gunner do what he does. That's what Georgia did. And they went right down the field and took care of their business in a methodical manner. Gunner Stockton was on his game on Saturday in every way. He was more than just a quarterback. He was more like a field general. And the deeper we get into the season, the more that sits upon him and the more he accepts that responsibility. And people talk about who and what Gunner is. I've been talking about it, for the entire season. But the thing about the kind of player that he is, that rubs off on your teammates. So if there was any doubt who and what this team was about, all you have to do is look at the fact that Gunner is leading them. And the team is seeming to take on his personality. Tough, hard-nosed, working for each other. Nothing is bigger. That's what we saw on the field on Saturday. So Texas wanted to come and show us who and what they were, but Georgia did. Georgia showed up like they'd been there before in a big game. Georgia showed up and played hard, and they played each other. And when it was time to win the game, that's what Georgia did. Whether it was Kirby Smart making 4 down balls to 10 drives, or Gunner Stockton throwing 4 touchdown passes in the game, or that defense stepping up and making plays when they had to, or Kirby Smart, widely renowned as the best head coach in college football, making a call like this on the onside kick, steal a possession for Georgia and essentially put their foot on Texas' neck and end the game right there. They put it right back in the hands of Gunner. This run was huge for the situation in the game. He picks up a first down, sets them up with goal to go, and it was just a few moments later, he finds Lawson lucky here for another touchdown. Beautiful play design, beautiful execution. At this point, Georgia has outscored Texas 14-0 in the fourth quarter. So already they're doing what they wanted to do. But just like we talked about last week, I asked you, I said, this defense is getting better. Who's going to be that next pass rusher? And I pointed out Zayden Walker. Zayden Walker had a huge strip sack on Saturday night. Turned Texas over as they made a force deep in their own end. Georgia comes out, pounds the rock, squeezes the life out of them. And then Gunner, he puts a big nail in the coffin right there, walking into the end zone for his 5th touchdown of the night. Georgia told you exactly who they were on Saturday night. Texas wanted to. But at the end of the day, they weren't all about it the way Georgia is. At the end of the day, they are exactly who they have been all year. An undisciplined team that is not there for the long haul the way the Dogs are. And that showed up. It showed up, and the final result is Georgia has now won 3 consecutive games over Texas since they've come into the league. I can remember there was a time when the Texas people were out there chanting, "We want Georgia." And since that moment, those Texas Longhorns are now 0-3 against the Bulldogs. So you can say all you want. You can type away on the keyboard all you want. You can get after people on social media all you want. But at the end of the day, when the teams are on the field and paint is being swapped, there is no debate who the tougher team is, which team has the better culture, and which team is moving on with their eyes set on the college football playoff here in 2025. For the 3rd time in a single year, the Georgia Bulldogs put up on the Texas Longhorns. And this was a top 10 matchup inside Sanford Stadium on Saturday night. And I bring that up because here are some very interesting notes about the fact that it was yet another top 10 matchup for the Bulldogs. Georgia has now won 12 consecutive home games versus top 10 teams. 12 consecutive home games versus top 10 teams. The Dogs are 24-10 versus top 10 teams under Kirby Smart, including being 9-0 at home under Kirby. When it's a big game, Georgia knows how to get up for it. They know how to handle their business.
Hey, boss.
And it's become an expectation.
Cool, totally. Let me see what we have.
Georgia's going to win it. And I've said it over and over and over. It's a big game now because Georgia's in it. Doesn't even matter who's on the other side. But when that other
All right.
with a ranking below 10 or below, the money is on the Dogs. Just look at the stretch. And then this 3-game stretch that they've had against Texas, Georgia has allowed only 79 yards rushing in those 3 games against Texas since they come into the league. That is nuts to think about. We knew Georgia had been from the stop people running the ball in 2025. But when it comes to playing the Texas Longhorns, they never had an issue stopping them. This year, they averaged 1.4 yards per carry against Georgia. Texas did. 1.4. You're not going to win anything. You're not even going to win a raffle at your kids' elementary school. Numbers like that. That's not going to get it done. And here's the thing about who and what Texas is. They have 5 weeks ahead of this game to get ready. So you would think an offensive mastermind like Sarkisian, he's going to scheme them up. He's going to have them ready to go. You would think the quality defensive coaching staff at Texas, which has Texas positioned to be one of the top defenses in the country this season, that they're going to have a plan for Gunner Stockton and this Georgia offense. They had 0 injuries coming into the game. But none of that helped. At the end of the day, they walked away on Saturday with a 25-point loss, their 3rd consecutive loss to Georgia. And that margin is the biggest losing margin under Sarkisian since he has been the head coach at the University of Texas. So like I said off the beginning, They wanted to come and show us who they are, and they did. A team that's nowhere near tough enough, mentally or physically, nowhere near physical enough to come in and hang with the cream of the crop in the SEC today. And that is the University of Georgia. So Texas, come on back around next time. But until then, enjoy the view. As for how Georgia got this done, there's no secret. Governor Stockton has been playing amazing this last stretch of games for Georgia. He's been playing great all year. And I will remind you again, don't worry about Governor. He is not our issue. We have things to work on. It's not him. And the young man has come out and shown us time and time again that he is all about being QB1 at the University of Georgia. He takes it very seriously. The way he works and the way he plays shows it. And on Saturday night, this was his line. 24-29, 258 yards through the air, 5 total touchdowns. He did have the one interception where he played on the Texas player. But that stat line, that'll get it done. That'll get it done. And I mentioned that it's not just what he did Saturday. It's what he's been doing, right? It's what he's been doing. Let's go back and look at Mississippi, Florida, Florida State. Or Mississippi, Florida, Mississippi State, and then Texas. Over that run of games, all Georgia victories, Gunnar Stockton has now racked up a line that reads this way. 88 of 118. Pretty good for 1,034 yards, 15 total touchdowns. And he did have 2 interceptions in that stretch, one of which was not at all his fault. And he's getting him away from players like Noah Thomas. Colby Young goes down. They just keep on moving. Colby Young went down.
Man, shit.
That's 4 games ago. Gunnar did all of this without his wide receiver play. And that's because of players like Noah Thomas, London Humphreys, Zach Branch, the tight ends, all stepping up and getting it done. But Gunnar's making the show go. He's the one that will put his body on the line. Not that the other one, but he's the one that we see putting his body on the line to get that first down late in the game on Saturday. He's the one who punctuated that victory against Texas on Saturday night with a scamper into the end zone. Gunnar has been playing amazing, and if you haven't thought about it this way, because I'm a little reluctant to talk about it in these terms, but it's that time of year. If you wanted to think of it in terms of the Heisman conversation and why Gunnar's not being more talked about so far, let me just put it to you like this. Stetson Bennett was a Heisman finalist his last year at Georgia. He went to New York as a finalist with 27 total touchdowns in 13 games. Gunnar Stockton, through 10 games so far, has accounted for the same number, 27 touchdowns. And he's still got a marquee game against Georgia Tech at the end of the year. Potentially an appearance in the SEC championship game to go, and whatever happens in the playoff. This year for Gunner has been outstanding. He has not done it alone, but he has certainly led the way. So whether it's Texas or anybody else, when you face Georgia, Gunner Stockton is problem number one, and we are all happy that he is our QB number one. There are things I can't say on YouTube, but I say them on How About Them Dolphins Plus. Want to learn more? Just click the link below. Go premium. Be elite. Last week we talked about what Georgia would have to do to be successful against Texas this week, and we rattled off several things. There were several keys that I pointed out. We talked about what the offense needed to do, stay committed to the run, get those tight ends involved, which is absolutely what we saw. Gunner needs to be that guy. He needs to hit his shots when he has the opportunity. All of that happened. And Georgia, in retrospect, it feels like, did pretty much whatever they wanted to against Texas. There was a moment in there where Texas made them earn it a little bit more than other points, but Georgia never felt like they were not in control of the line of scrimmage or anything else when it comes to being on offense the other night. Defensively, I pointed out they have to stop doing like they have all year. Let's go back. 1.4 yards per carry on Saturday night for the Texas Longhorns. They have to be able to tackle in space. They had to disrupt blocks out on the perimeter and then get guys on the ground, because the yards after catch were what were making Texas dangerous in the lead up to this game. I think we can say they did that with a resounding yes. DeMello Jones is out there blowing up wide receivers trying to block him. He's getting into the backfield, busting up. DeMello Jones was getting it done all over the place. They absolutely were tackling in space, and it was guys like Chris Cole and Justin Williams who were out there making it happen. And I just talked to you about DeMello Jones. He was bodying people on Saturday. And then when the ball came his way in the air, he can do that too. He can play the ball. This defense is starting to look and feel like something that maybe we weren't sure they were going to be able to do this year. Now, these numbers are not exactly the same kind of numbers we're talking about in 21 and 22. But currently, the Georgia defense sits ranked 20th in total defense this season, 19th in scoring defense.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, somebody bumped into that dude. Somebody bumped into that dude, ain't it? Somebody bumped into that dude, ain't it? Cycle? Cycle? Oh, I know, but I was just like, damn. Well, at least it's what the day is. Yeah, it's before the week of the holiday week. Going a bit, going ahead, huh? You said be out. Yeah, it should be all right by then, or get ready to be off. Yeah. Oh, so you found out about that then? Yeah. Good. Be good to catch her. Whoever worked that day, so they won't put that on the board. And how long will your parole be? How long will your parole be? No, I'm saying like that you will be on parole. How long would that be? Oh, so you'll be off parole after 1 year. Yeah. Oh, okay. So how long? What I meant was then, how long is the probation then? Oh, that ain't gonna be. That's gonna fly by because you're free. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You'll be. I know because mine was 10 years, and I've been off. Well, I ain't checked for it. I know I'm out by now because shit don't know that don't have to come up when they search for some. I I got on unsupervised shit in a year and a half, barely 2 years, because I was called to the office to the new because they stay switching in Columbus. They like to do it up under your nose and shit. The guy that was my probation officer, he gave me the paper saying I'm on unsupervised. I got that shit quick too. And yeah, I guess you just pass a few drug tests, you straight. But with your charge though, they gonna do you pretty regular on drug tests. I ain't even had no drug tests, and they did that to me. But it's violating how the one did me though. I didn't know they had. I didn't think they had to look at you like that. Yeah, let me see it. You want to go to jail? Let me see it. I don't see it. I'm like, see what? You like right behind me. Like, what else the fuck I could do with you in the bathroom? Well, man, like, what the fuck? That's with. That should be a sexual charge. That's sexual harassment. I didn't care about that, but it's how he did it. Like you in the restroom with me. I was clean anyway. I wasn't doing shit, and I wasn't really smoking like that anyway. But it pissed me off. It was violating. I don't know why they ain't let a woman do it. Because the first one was female. It was Officer Shank.
All right, so what would...
Cutie pie, cutie pie, you're the reason why. You're the one, make me feel so good. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Oh. So she slept pretty good. Oh, oh, oh! Someone gave her a gift. Hey, it's gonna be up pretty good. Then she has to cleanse her dookie doo. I wonder what really made her make that song that day. She made that song in LaGrange. She was feeling real good that day.
Hey there. What can I help you with? No problem.
I'll
You was
scramble the
feeling real
signal for
good
1
that day.
minute.
What made you create such a song? You was feeling real good that day to make a Duke song. What made you think about that day? What made you create such a song? Well, I know what made me create a Duke song, and it was me remixing the Scooby-Doo song. You know that, where's a Scooby-Doo? He's a Scooby. You know that Scooby-Doo song? That's it, but I remixed it and said, let me get your Duke. I need to bust your Duke. Let me get your Duke. Da 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 da. Huh? Hey. Oh yeah, I forgot that he can grill pretty great. I forgot that we had his food before. That shows how much I smoke. I don't know why I was thinking Karina cooked all that, but I forgot that you said Karina can't cook. Yeah, you said you was basically saying, well, I ain't gonna say all white folk can't cook, because I done had some good ass white folk barbecue. That was just because they had a grill truck though. These was some Alabama white folks. And yeah, I only had like 3 white folks cooking, but only one that was real good though. That was the barbecue. And them ribs were falling off too. And yeah. And I think you didn't eat one of the foods because the cat was in the kitchen. A cat or somebody was in the kitchen trying to get the food. And then the dog that's like a Doberman or whatever, it was him or the other dog that kept trying to clap black. They kept trying to do it. She wasn't going for it. For her to be young, she understood what that was. She wasn't playing that shit. She wasn't scared either. Oh damn. Well, okay then. Oh, I understand. I can't wait till I'm employed. I love having fun while I'm getting my money. Well, they told me they'll give me a call once they had, choose all what they want for whatever position when I called and checked in. But I'm not gonna bother too heavy because I got an interview this Monday and hopefully I have this one. So I really hope that I had this job before Milliken. I don't think they're going to choose me no way because I don't think they filling my resume. But I called and checked a couple of days ago, and they said it's a wait and see basically, and they going over everybody's application and resume. So if their job pay more than this $15.90, which it should, from what I've seen on the background, I do this one instead. Well, pursuing my education and GED and where I really want to have for a career path. I just need to be employed with the quickness ASAP. Not because of no holiday, just period. I ain't been employed since I think it was mid-September. Yeah. Alrighty then. Suck your dude. You're the one, make me feel so good. Go. You're the one, but sure do so good.
Was answer some basic questions on this website. I got it all set up and running.
I still talk to my wife and my kids and shit. I'm like, now what you divorced?
Exactly. The same kind of numbers we're talking about in 21 and 22. But currently, the Georgia defense sits ranked 20th in total defense this season, 19th in scoring defense. Rush defense, they're all the way down at 11th. Now, passing defense, they're back at 58. So you can see how this is all working together, but the trend lines tell you that guy, he needs to hit his shots when he has the opportunity. All of that happened. And Georgia, in retrospect, it feels like, did pretty much whatever they wanted to against Texas. There was a moment in there where Texas made them earn it a little bit more than the points, but Georgia never felt like they were not in control of the line of scrimmage or anything else when it comes to being an offense together. Defensively, I pointed out they have to stop doing like they have all year. Let's go back. 1.4 yards per carry on Saturday night with Texas Longhorns. They have to be able to tackle in space. They had to disrupt blocks out of the perimeter and then get guys on the ground, because the yards after catch were what were making Texas dangerous in the lead up to this game. I think we can say they did that with a resounding yes. DeMello Jones is out there blowing up wide receivers trying to block him. He's getting into the backfield, busting up reverse plays in the run game. DeMello Jones is getting it done all over the place. They absolutely were tackling in space, and it was guys like Chris Cole and Justin Williams who were out there making it happen. And I just talked to you about DeMello Jones. He was bodying people on Saturday. And then when the ball came his way in the air, he can do that too. He can play the ball. This defense is starting to look and feel like something that maybe we weren't sure they were going to be able to do this year. Now, these numbers are not exactly the same kind of numbers we're talking about in 21 and 22. But currently, the Georgia defense sits ranked 20th in total defense this season, 19th in scoring defense. Rush defense, they're all the way down at 11th. Now, passing defense, they're back at 58. You can see how this is all working together, but the trend lines tell us that all of these things are getting better. So, I don't know that this defense will achieve.
Feels so good.
The odds are against it. But they are improving and they're getting better, and you don't have to be the 2021 defense to win championships. It certainly helps, but that's not who you have to be. One of the things we'd worried about this year was, would Georgia be able to get to the passer? And for the most part, that has been a sore spot for this Georgia team. But the last 2 weeks, we've seen that flip on its head too. 2 consecutive games now, the Dogs have gotten 3 sacks in each of them. And yeah, it feels like we want to know where this was the first part of the year, but again, I will point out to you that they have been improving and getting better the whole way, and the young players that really have that balance confused when it comes to rushing the passer, well, now they are in a position to where they can get on the field and help. I mean, obviously, Gabe Harris and Quintavious Johnson have been working really, really well together.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
They sacked Manning.
I'll bring it by.
Rush, just the defensive line. They didn't bring anybody else.
Okay, you made the sale. We finally got currency to run through the tills at this place. All anyone drinks nowadays is bottled fucking water. The profits minus the laundering fee will be in your account soon.
Of course, Texas punt, and Georgia gets the ball back. And then they go down and score a touchdown. So everything that I had hoped to see from this defense on Saturday night against Texas, they have delivered for me. I know that nobody else out there is going to look at that and go, well, that's why they won, Randy, because they did what you said. No, I was just pointing out the things that seemed obvious that they had to do to be successful, and that's what they did, and they were, in fact, successful. So I, for one, am very, very happy that the game went the way it went. But there are bigger things that I feel like we need to discuss here. We need to talk about why there was no comparison in the end between Sarkisian's Texas team and Kirby's Georgia team. It has so much more to do with who the man is and how he goes about his business. Georgia fans, I want to point out, we will never, not in my lifetime, probably not in my children's lifetime, have another coach at the University of Georgia who walks it and talks it and bleeds it the way Kirby Smart does. As a University of Georgia alumni, it doesn't get better than that. And I know that he feels the way I feel. Yes, it's his job. Yes, he is paid handsomely to do it. But when push comes to shove, I absolutely believe that it means something a little bit different for Kirby when he's wearing the red and black out there between the hedges. As a player and as a coach. I think it's different. And I think the way he goes about it, and goes about his business, the way he prepares, I think that bears that out. And the difference between him and Sarkisian, well, all we have to do to see that is look at what happened in the game. Georgia was trying to win the game. So when they went for it on fourth down in their own territory, people are like, man, that's a brave move. But Kirby told us earlier this year, he believes in his players. And when there's an opportunity to win the game, he's going to take it. And in this spot, they wanted to go get that fourth down because they felt like it was important to go down and get another score. So he trusts his offensive coordinator and his players. They call a play, they execute, the drive continues. They would cash that one in with a touchdown. Then later, we had the call that really sort of shook the college football world on Saturday. When Kirby, after the touchdown to Lawson Lucky, after the touchdown to London Humphreys, goes with the onside kick, recovered by Cash Jones, a move that nobody saw coming, a move that essentially broke Texas back, and then they cash it in. They go right down the field, and Gunnar Stockton hits Lawson Lucky for the touchdown. The game was over right there. But as we went through, Georgia wasn't done. They would come back and cash it in again, outscoring Texas 21-0 in that final frame. That is not something every coach is going to do. That is not something that Steve Sarkisian, I can see him do it. But now, twice, we have seen Kirby. Well, more than twice. We look over, the duration of his time in Athens, but twice against the Texas Longhorns. In the SEC Championship game last year with a fake punt. And now, in the home matchup here between the hedges, the onside kick, already up 11. Yeah, Kirby, he was leaving no doubt on Saturday who and what his team was. There's a clear separation between who and what Texas is and what they want to be, which is who and what Georgia is. And Kirby had a lot to say